always come. Yeah.
The acid test was breaking out into an area in which it had no specific goals. It was just discovering what there was out there if you just continued to move away from the norm. And when we got to the end of it, we really had a sense of what the acid test meant to a lot of people. It was a test, and there were people that passed and there were people that didn't pass. When we did the show up in Portland, to give you an example of somebody who passed, some businessman just walking around the street came in. We charged $1. For $1, you got to see us make all our noise and the dead make all their noise and anything else that happened. This guy was in a suit and had an umbrella, and he got the customary cup of stuff. And about midnight, you could see him really get ripped. Somebody who had probably never been anything but drunk on beer. But he looked around and saw all these strange people, and he looked down, and the spotlight was showing down, and he saw a shadow down there. And he'd stand up straight, put that umbrella over his shoulder, and he says, "The king walks." And the king turns around. Now the king will dance. They weren't just playing what was on the music sheets, they were playing what was in the air. When the dead are at their best, the vibrations that are stirred up from the audience is the music that they play. And consequently, when you go to LA, you get one kind of thing. When you go to Portland, Oregon, you get completely other kind of music. And that means that the band has to be supple enough to really read the notes written on the wall, and that they're changing all the time. I don't know of any other rock band that could have done it. Usually, it sort of started when we went to see the Beatles. They went up to see the Beatles in the press, and I saw power like I'd never seen it. I've never imagined it before. When one of the Beatles, when George would turn his head like this, you'd hear this screaming wave follow his head like this. And what the Beatles were saying was, "Come closer, come closer. Love me do." And the people were pressing closer and closer, but they didn't know how to sing that moment. And the moment needed to say, "Don't come closer, stay back, stay back, stay back." They're looking for magic. When I did my writing class, I started the writing class by showing the people this. And the reason I like to do that is because there's a moment when you see something like that, there's a crack in your mind. And you know it's a trick, but you can't figure it out. And that crack lets in all the light. It opens up all the possibilities. When that little split-second thing happens, when the dead are playing, and everybody in the audience goes, "Wow, did you see that?" That's the moment. And kids will watch 5 hours of mediocre music to have that one click happen, because that puts them in touch with the invisible. There was a time when we avoided fame because fame is almost the kiss of death. Fame meant Tom Jones and John Denver. But cream rises and people can recognize it. And as the dead, the longer they've played, they haven't needed anybody to hype them. In fact, if anything, they've gone the reverse to let people think, "Oh, there's nothing happening here," because everybody knew from the very beginning that this was right, and it was going to continue just the same way that those flowers bloom, that it's genetically purposeful.